everybody from Casa Chiesi. After 3 months of lockdown in springtime, we are finally back in action.
Due to the COVID, obviously, we were not able to show you the wonders of Italy.
And now we are in the city of Ferrara in the Emilia-Romagna region, and we are going to show you some very, very nice places.
Plus, it's a very special day because today is our 28th marriage anniversary.
Yeah, we've been married for a very long time.
When approaching Ferrara from the ancient city walls, you will encounter ramparts, towers, gunboats, gates, and passages one after another, as evidence of the different defensive techniques developed over the centuries. Today, immersed in the green, they constitute a huge garden frequently enjoyed by the citizens.
Now we are on top of the city walls, and it's a path that covers around 9 kilometers, and you can go by bicycle or by foot.
Yeah, it's very interesting because Ferrara, we've noticed, is a city that's very heavy on bicycles. About 50% of the population use them, so it makes it one of the most ecological friendly cities in Italy.
It's a little bit like being in Amsterdam, I would say.
Yeah.
As you can easily see, Ferrara in August 15th
Ferragosto,
at 2 o'clock in the afternoon is like ghost town.
totally empty.
Nobody's around, but this emptiness gives us the chance to show you Ferrara and its true nature, which is the metaphysic nature, because Judge de Chirico was born here. So let's see if we can see the center of the town with nobody around.
Good luck.
Our suggestion is to rent a bicycle at the Maxim Hotel. €6 half a day, €8 the whole day. Very convenient. Do it. Now we are in the center of the city, in the heart of Ferrara, and we start describing you some of the buildings that you find around here, starting with the cathedral.
Now we are in the front of the Cathedral St. Giorgio, which is considered the Duomo of Ferrara. It is currently closed because of restorations due to the earthquake of 2012. No longer a parish church, but it's this location for all the most important celebrations of the diocese. As example, solemn funerals, and also in spring there is the blessing of the Palli, or the 4 painted fabrics that constitute the prize for the Palio of Ferrara. Consecrated in 1135, it's a fascinating mix of styles, from Romanesque to the Baroque. The splendid facade in white marble reveals its Romanesque origin.
Apart from the facade that you cannot really appreciate because of the construction going on, we wanted to show you the most spectacular part of this piazza that is on the side of the cathedral. The Loggia dei Merciai, which is a long gallery built close to the cathedral, supported by small white marble columns that once housed commercial activities of all kinds. And if you go right to the end of this kind of gallery, you see the bell tower that was built between 1491 and 1493 by Leon Battista Alberti. But if you go on top of the tower, you see that something is missing there. The tower was never finished. Right in front of the cathedral that Nazim was describing before, we have Il Palazzo Ducale, which now is Ferrara City Hall. The Estense family, which was the family that was running Ferrara between 1471 and 1598, used to live in this palace before they moved to the castle after they built it. But now we're going to cross the arch that you see behind, and we're going to show you in the courtyard Lo Scalone d'Onore, which is another symbol of the city of Ferrara. The majestic staircase leads to the noble floor of the municipal residence. Completed in 1481 with a pretty obvious Venetian inspiration, the staircase represents a prelude to the new Renaissance forms, of which Ferrara became a model to imitate.
And now we find ourselves in one of the most significant buildings in Ferrara, which is the Castel Estense, or Castello Estense, also called Castello San Michele because it started its construction on September 29, 1358, which is San Michele's Day. This is one of the few examples of an Italian manor with a water moat surrounding it, for which the water arrives from the Po River close by.
The castle is the symbol of Ferrara itself. The Este or Estensi were one of the longest-lived European ruling families. The dynasty is even connected to Charlemagne. In the several centuries in which the Este ruled the area, the duchy expanded to control a very large area south of the Po River, and they gave Ferrara the appearance of a modern city and the dignity of a capital. Extremely interested in artistic and cultural patronage, the Este family were very tolerant to Jews, welcoming the exiles from Spain and Portugal, and at the time representing one of the few alternatives to Prague. Finally in the shade for a nice granita. Very good.
Among the many interesting characters of the Este family, we wanted to remember Isabella, daughter of Hercule I d'Este, which we will talk about later. Intelligent and highly cultivated, she was a patron of the arts and considered one of the prima donnas of Italian Renaissance. Betti is particularly fond of Isabella, because in addition to her diplomatic and intellectual skills, she was a true leader of fashion. Her innovative style of dressing was copied by noblewomen throughout Italy and at the French court. Let's move on to the next spot, La Edizione Herculia.
Nazim is always complaining that I give too many information. So, why is flying away with the bicycle? I just wanted to tell you that this one that I'm riding on now is called La Edizione Herculia. The other name is Corso Ercole I d'Este. Ercole I was the duke from the Este family that wanted to transform Ferrara from an old medieval town into a modern city. So he built this wide and beautiful road that takes to Palazzo dei Diamanti that we're going to see it now.
And now we find ourselves in an important part of the city, the Cuadriblio de Angeli, which is the crossroads between Corso Ercole I d'Este and Porta Mare. This area is very important because a lot of noble families lived here, and one of the main properties that they had was the Palazzo del Diamanti, designed by the court architect Biagio Rossetti.
Its main feature is the external ashlar in the shape of diamond points, which gave the building its name. The approximately 8,500 blocks of pink veined white marble create a valuable perspective effect thanks to the diverse conformation of the tips, oriented differently depending on the position on the facade in order to better capture the light. According to an ancient legend, a diamond from the crown of Hercule I d'Este had been hidden inside one of the marble pyramids of the facade, but of which only he and the master builder in charge of the work knew the exact position. Not sure that the master builder would keep the secret, the Grand Duke of Ferrara had his tongue cut off and blinded him so that the exact location of the stone remained hidden forever. And here we are in Piazza Ariostea, which is a beautiful oval square commissioned by Ercole I d'Este to Biagio Rossetti, the court architect that we mentioned before. And here we have Nazim that's enjoying his bicycle. This is a famous square because they do the Palio here, il Palio di Ferrara, which by the way is the oldest palio in Italy. It was established in 1279, so it's a very old one. And here is Ludovico Ariosto, which is a famous Italian poet to whom the square is dedicated. What's next, Nazim?
We are in front of Museo Schifanoia.
What does it mean?
To get rid of the boredom.
Uh-huh.
Now we got to wear our compulsory masks, and we're going inside to show you the wonders that exist.
The facade is characterized by a large carved marble portal dating back to 1470. Above the arched door in white marble there is a large Este coat of arms. The palace was built in 1385, and the name chosen, literally, disgust boredom, was intended to underline its function at the Este court. That is, a building meant for rest and recreation. In the palace you can admire the frescoes of the Salone dei Messi, one of the most important pictorial cycles of the Italian 15th century. The name of the hall derives from the personifications of the months of the year. Each month corresponds to a zodiac sign and various allegories with related work activities. Here you can enjoy the unique atmosphere of a Renaissance palace entirely dedicated to leisure.
It's almost dusk and we want to show you the last two goodies of the day before it gets dark. The first one is La Rotunda Foschini, a graceful oval building once used for the passage of carriages adjacent the Municipal Theatre. Spectacular is the blue sky at this time of the day.
And the second one is Via delle Volte, the medieval area of the city with its cobblestones made with river stones typical of the Middle Ages and its small filthy brothels where prostitutes lured customers. By now there is no trace of the somewhat sordid and dangerous past, but only the memory in the novels that speak of the old times.
We are ready to leave Ferrara. And Nazim really
I fell in love with this place. As you've seen through what we presented to you in this video, it's amazing town.
We wanted just to show you one last jewel of the city, which is La Certosa con il cimitero monumentale. Very beautiful.
Monumental cemetery. Really, really peaceful and beautiful. We are on our way to Comacchio and then afterwards Ravenna. Sign up to our newsletter on our site. Check out our YouTube channel and keep watching us. Bye from Casa Chiesi.
Ciao.